Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Library is Open podcast. I am here with a return guest, Brian Pichman from ByWater and Bill from ByWater. Welcome.
Hey,
Hello.
Elise.
Hey, so this is going to be a short and sweet podcast today, but I kind of wanted to do a recap of computers and libraries because a lot of people, were not able to attend, and I'm sure they would be interested in hearing about, the highlights and what was going on, what were the big takeaways from the conference. So that's what this episode is going to be all about today. So first of all, I know it was in Virginia, so I just wanted to ask either of you, did you have time to do anything fun while you were there? And was there a highlight if there was any, fun activities?
No, I don't have fun. I just like to work, work, work. Uh, one night though, I did go to a what is that called? Where you can play pool and darts and stuff. So that was fun. Uh, Met some non-librarians, and they try to hustle me at pool, but Brian's really good at pool after he's had a couple drinks.
I was not able to do anything fun, but I know the cherry blossoms were just about to peak, and there were a lot of librarians I talked to that were going down to the tidal basin to see that. But
Oh, I found a really good Italian restaurant too. That don't have to look at the name now. But they like go. I guess they're known for going over the top with decorations, and so they threw in so many Easter paraphernalia, like Easter statues, Easter bunnies, Easter characters, and so like as I was like eating my really good Italian food, I had like an Easter bunny statue that just had like a glare looking at me the whole time, so it made it a little uncomfortable. But it was a really good restaurant. I'm gonna find it really quick as we chat.
No, we'll share that because I'm sure the the listeners will want to know where this was. I have a lot of Easter decoration trauma. I think from being a kid and like, you did the photo shoot with the Easter bunny and the Easter bunny was always terrifying. I'm a
Let's see if
little
this will
triggered.
work. That was my view.
Oh, it is glaring at you.
Like, why is it not like me? And the
Oh my God.
restaurant is called. The little image is in the way. Filomena Ristorante.
Oh,
It's
okay.
over by Georgetown.
All right. Well, thanks for sharing, Brian. That's very good
Yeah.
information. So I know the conference kicked off. You actually hosted an event, right? Is that right, Brian? It was the Games and Gadgets Networking.
Yep, yep. I like to kick off the event for the people that get there early. We do little games and gadgets so people can come in, play with like the latest and greatest tech toys that exist. A good friend of mine, Amanda Sweet, she sets up most of the space. So she brings in a whole. She's the innovation librarian for Nebraska, and so she brings in a lot of like new technology where you can program and play with AI, which is now the new buzzword in the library world. And then some of my friends from a company called RailCube were there, and RailCube is a little monorail system where you can like build like a little train that can go upside down and do a little loopy loop. It's a lot of fun. So the games and gadgets is all about like connecting with people and playing with some new toys.
That sounds super fun. Was there any particular gadget that people were really into or that was seemed more popular?
I think the RailCube one was pretty popular. There was a lot of people huddled around trying to build the most impressive track for the monorail train to go across.
That sounds really fun. I could see a lot of libraries using that for sure and being a popular program.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to hover over to Bill. Bill, so I know we had a lot of partners present at this conference. I think Fayetteville and I think Metropolitan. Were you able to see any of their presentations?
yeah. So I was able to go to both of those. Metropolitan Library in Oklahoma City, shout out to them. They did a presentation with stack maps where they discussed how their implementation process to be able to implement stack maps, how they work together. The process took 12 to 18 months. Part of
Oh,
that was budgeting, but the other part was they had to do some things with their shelving and such as they went in and did the project. Overall, they very pleased with how everything turned out. Um, Metropolitan did a fantastic job presenting. Then the other one was a little kind of change of pace. It was Fayetteville Public Library in Arkansas. So that's Chris and Henry, or Chris Moody and Clay Henry from Fayetteville. They did one on cybersecurity resilience. So they had a crisis at the city where they had some cybersecurity breaches, and the library had to go through and kind of do what the librarians do and make sure everything worked out correctly for them. So very well attended, a packed room. They did a fantastic job.
You gonna go to my session, Bill?
I did go to your session,
Oh,
but are you
awesome.
a partner?
No, but I'm
Oh,
like your partner.
We're gonna get to your session in a minute, Brian. So just Bill, so that those sound amazing. Did just based on your interactions with people at the booth, I mean, what were people saying? Was there kind of like any hot topics people were talking about or anything that people, were really like buzzing about at the conference?
cybersecurity, a lot of cybersecurity. People very concerned with um, system slowdowns, how folks are interacting there, what vendors are doing to help protect folks. I mean, Brian can speak more to that on some of the things we're doing there. But that was one of the main things was cybersecurity, and I've been going to there long, long time, way back when it was at the Hilton over in DuPont Circle. So um, this was a very, very active show. A lot of interactions, a lot of people.
That's awesome. And I'm sorry, I have to use this moment to plug our ByWater is launching a digital defense cybersecurity webinar series, and Brian is going to be presenting the first webinar next week. Did you know that you're no, did you know you're doing that, Brian?
Yeah, it was Bill's idea. So yeah, he told me about it.
So please sign. We're going to share the link to that. So please sign up. Okay, Brian. So you did you did two presentations or three presentations?
How many did I do? I did a cybersecurity workshop. I talk about AI, and then a fun session that I did years ago back when it was at the Hilton, where it's like, what does your IT department do that confuses you or upsets you? And then it's like this open hash fest where people can just bring their grievances, and we explain like what actually some of those things mean and why it's there, what it doesn't mean.
Ooh, I'm interested in that.
I'm very interested. So yeah, could you share some of the common grievances or what people were saying?
So both times I've did it, it's usually why does it take how long it takes to fix a problem. And so one of the examples someone once gave was like, well, if I ask the refrigerator man how long it's going to take to fix my fridge, they'll know. Why can't the IT person be able to tell me how long it'll fix a server or whatnot? Um, and so going into like all the different variables of trying like what could be impacting a server from going down, we have like the network to think about. We have the actual system to think about. We have the apps that are on top of the system that could be the problem, not the actual server. So unpacking all that's important. And then the other point that comes up frequently is like the library systems where IT is separated like by the county, or like if it's a university IT. And how do you like, hey, I want to use this software in our library space, but I can't. And like, how do you negotiate with like your internal or external IT departments? And the panelists come up with some pretty good ideas of like how to like just do all the security homework for them. So like, hey, we did the security assessment. Here you go. You don't have to stress about it. And go through the checklist so they don't have to. And usually things move a lot better.
And then your other presentation, it was privacy, protection, and implications of AI for library security.
Yes. So that was the workshop. So we talked about a little bit about AI and a little bit about cybersecurity and how those things are a melting pot now of like, hey, what kind of data should we feed to our language models or what can we do with it? Like, can I upload patron records to ChatGPT and ask it to analyze it? The answer is no, if you were curious. Yeah, you shouldn't do some of those things. So anything you don't want to publicly post, you probably shouldn't throw in, even in a paid model. We've all agreed, the other presenters agreed it's probably not the best approach unless if you were self-hosting your own language model that doesn't go out to the internet.
So you got to mention the AI one where you at CES where you did they recorded you, and then
Oh yeah,
back in different language. You have to kind of go through that for us.
yeah, yeah. So
It
there's
was so little background on this. I was watching the crowd as you were doing this. And so half the people in the crowd were like, the other half were like, yeah, yeah, really.
That's
Some
funny.
were excited, others were scared. So
Yeah, so there's a company called Twin Protocol, and I'm like talking to them to see like what can we do with their product in the library world. And their software is amazing. All you do is record like a 30-second clip of you just talking, saying whatever words you like, and then they can take that 30-second clip and make you a digitize yourself as a digital twin, and can say anything in any language with your like tone of voice. And so I was able to speak German, Italian, everything with my, I don't know, voice pitch, whatever you call that, my octaves, uh, really well. And it looks like the lips not perfect, like the lips are a little off in some spots, but even still, taking a 30-second clip and then digitizing myself is amazing. And they were able to spin that around super fast. And so like if they're able to do it at this point in the game, I'm sure by next year they'll have it 1,000 times better.
What was this called again? This particular?
It, the company's called Twin Protocol. And yeah, and you just record yourself speaking for about 30 seconds, and now you have a digital twin of yourself. If you're an iPhone user, and so this does video and audio. If you're an iPhone user, there's a tool called Personal Voice where you can do the same thing and make your iPhone sound like you or your Apple devices sound like you as you can make a phone call and type instead of actually speaking. And uh, you can trick people to thinking that you're actually talking to them when you're really just typing away.
It's kind of creepy, but like, yeah, amazing at the same time. Wow. Um, I have to ask, have you either of you done, there's that trend going around where people are making the action figure of themselves through AI.
No, I haven't done that yet.
I haven't either, but I've seen some funny ones for sure.
I just take a
Well,
Kindle and change the shirt.
oh, that makes sense. A little ByWater logo, and it looks the same.
The ByWater polo. I
Yeah,
love it.
no one
We'll
will
have to
ever
make
know.
one for Bill.
How about you?
No,
Have you done
we
that?
just buy the Ken doll. Like it's
Oh,
basically
yeah.
identical, spitting image,
Yeah.
abs, everything.
And the helmet head.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Well, was there any other highlights or anything you want to talk about computers and libraries before we kind of wrap it up?
Yeah, I think as Bill said, the one of the top biggest topics was cybersecurity. Like we're talking a lot about it even ourselves of like the new level of bots that are occurring, how ransomware has shifted from encrypting data and forcing you to buy it back to data extortion, which is taking the data, copying, and say, "Hey, we're going to post this publicly if you don't pay us," which is a lot worse than losing data. Um, and so I think that was important to know, and then obviously the whole AI and the ethics and everything else in between. So
I just want, it was very active this year. A lot more folks than I've seen over the last several years. Um, with sessions being packed, very active conversations going on too. So that's what I noticed the most.
Well, that's super exciting. I'm really happy you both were able to go and thank you for sharing your feedback. Brian, are you going to be presenting anywhere coming up soon?
I will be at Nephilim next week.
Oh, Florida. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll say
exciting.
hi.
And then Bill, where are you conferences? I know some May ones you're going to be at.
But I'll be at Maryland in Ocean City next month. But tomorrow I'm going to be on a panel with the California eBook Summit, where we'll be talking with James English and about the Palace project and the integration that Aspen and Koha have with that. So that's tomorrow the 16th.
That's awesome.
Awesome. Yeah, it's going to be really interesting.
And then we'll also be Evergreen Conference is coming up in May also too. So we'll be attending that and listening in.
Cool.
Awesome. So that's where you can find Brian and Bill if you're looking for them. All right. Well, thank you so much for being here. We'll talk to you
Yeah,
soon.
thanks, Elise.
Thanks,
Bye.
Elise.
So,
Bye.
bye.